The mother will say, okay, we're going to the program tonight, and you go and play with the other kids in the room, but don't trash it. That's all I ask. Don't make a mess, and don't break anything. So Krishna is simply just saying, look, I'm giving you everything. Don't trash it. Just appreciate it. What I'm giving you, offer some jagya back. And this is what they're doing now. That the grains are becoming ripe. And so they're taking on the fields, and this navana, new grains, right, or agrayanai, is Bhagavatam word. Taking those things that God has given us and threshing them and making us an offering. Pachlam pushpam palam toyam yame bhakcha prayashtate. Thank you very much. This is all he's asking. This is called the Jagya Chakra, the wheel of sacrifice. That what we're getting, by the grace of God, we're taking back and we're offering it back to Him. And because of that Jagya, Anabhavati Parjanyat, Jagat Karma Samubhava, Anabhavati Parjanyat, Parjanyat Adasambhava, Jagat Bhavati Parjanyat, that from the Jagya is coming rains, and from the rains come the grains, and with the grains we can perform Jagya with the grains, and also feed to the cows, and get the milk from the cows, make into ghee, which is also necessary for Jagya. So we can mix the grains together with the butter and the ghee and make halava, and offer that to the Lord, and then take the prasadam. And everything is just so perfect and simple. Okay.
People can make preparations of such God-sent foodstuffs, but they cannot manufacture the natural ingredients. Spiritually cultured men, therefore, feel obliged to the Lord when they get sufficient natural foodstuffs by the grace of the Lord. The Navanna Prashana ceremony is observed as a way of acknowledging the gifts of God. Newly collected grains would first be offered to the Lord by the villagers, either individually or collectively, and in either case all the members of the village would partake of the prasadam thus offered to the Lord. Such ceremonies make the people happy and prosperous. We should always acknowledge the mercy of God. We should not think that we can produce ample food grains merely with the help of tractors and fertilizers. These can help us only as instruments for such production. Without the sanction of the Lord, there is no possibility of having grains even if there are trucks and fertilizers. When Lord Krishna and Baladeva were present, the good men of Vrindavan realized that it was due to the presence of the Lord that their supply of food grains was sufficient. Some of the people of Vrindavan, including Lord Krishna's father, Nanda Maharaj, used to perform sacrifices to propitiate King Indra, the king of heaven, because he is the controller of rains. Without good rains, grains cannot be produced, and therefore the people would offer sacrifices to Indra. Lord Sri Krishna, however, stopped this age-old ceremony and advised his father to offer the same sacrifice to the Supreme Lord. His purpose was to teach that we need not satisfy the various demigods in charge of the various departments of cosmic affairs. Instead, we must offer sacrifices to the Supreme Lord, for the Lord is the master and all others are his servants. The famous Annakuta ceremony, performed in Vrindavan especially and also in all other parts of India, was thus introduced by the Lord. And people still follow this path of worshipping Govardhan Hill, where the Lord used to take pleasure in tending cows. People also worship Giri Govardhana as identical with the Lord, because there is no difference between God and his paraphernalia and pastimes.
Thank you very much for coming forward. You're an expert. So this is real healthy, happy life, as Prabhupada describing. The villagers, Brajbasis in Vrindavan, they had everything by God's grace, lived very, very simply and very lovingly, reciprocation between nature and society, and devas also, and God, and the family, society were very, very easy to get along with because everyone was getting their necessities. There wasn't undue and unjust competition. Just because later on Bhagavatam says that in Kali Yuga, respect is given just if someone has the money. Then the respect is given. It doesn't matter what kind of debauchee they are. And practically speaking, we see that they're the biggest rogues and debauchees. Just like you read about the big sports stars. Some basketball star, I think something like, some contract he got, I think 5 years, $100 million. $100 million, 5 years. What do you think he's going to do with that money?
Casino.
Huh?
He'll go to a casino. Gamble. They want more. That's not enough.
But they're the heroes. They're the heroes of our kids. They're the heroes of society just because they have that money. Or whether it's movie stars or just like there's this one, what's her name? Lindsay Lohan. In and out of the courts, right? Every second day, in and out of the courts. For abuse of this and abuse of theft and all kinds, you name it. I just catch the headlines when I get on the internet. They can't control. Greed cannot be satisfied in any way. So that doesn't lead to happiness. And what to speak, we're not even bringing in the whole point about the karma that's involved, of all the people that they step on, all the third world countries that they exploit in their businesses, all the cows that are slaughtered, all the other animals that they're exploiting and eating. Unbelievable, inconceivable. What kind of suffering is there in the future? And they're suffering right now, even. I was just reading that Yoga and Vegetarianism book. This one Swami was saying that when you kill the animal, that animal hates you. The animal actually knows. The humanitarians, they say, what's wrong with coming up and killing the animal, cutting the head off, so they don't even know. So he was saying, but they have telepathy. Animals know. It's like they can read your vibrations. They know that when they're going to be killed. They know on the way to the slaughterhouse. If you like, I'll send you one video. It's a 1.5-minute video of 2 cows in the chute on the way. It's in the slaughterhouse, and they just have to go through the curtain, and you can hear the sounds of the cow that's in there. And these 2 cows are trying everything they can. And someone named the video, "I Don't Want to Die." You look at their faces. Look at their faces, and you can see they know exactly what's happening. In 2 minutes, it's going to happen to me. They don't have to speak. In many ways, you know, animals know things in ways that humans don't, right? Without speaking, without maybe even thinking. They're being slaughtered and then made into meat. Burgers and steaks. And then we may be thinking, okay, I have to say something about cow protection. We may be thinking, okay, I don't eat meat, no problem. At least I don't eat beef. But if you drink milk, coming from the store, you're responsible for it. No way out of it. Unless we follow this system that Prabhupada's talking about, there's no way out of it. There's no other way to do it, ultimately. Because every cow, after 5 or 6 years giving milk, she's sent to the slaughterhouse. So we're responsible for that. And the solution is not just to become vegan. Many of Prabhupada's followers are becoming vegan now, because they're waking up to this fact of what it takes to drink my milk and my cheese and yogurt. What am I doing? I'm causing this type of suffering, this type of terror to these animals, Krishna's favorite animals. Totally innocent, mother cow, Gomata. So that may be a good step. But it's not the solution. The only solution is this traditional village life. It solves all the problems at one time. It solves all these problems of our materialistic Sangha association. It solves the spiritual problems. It solves the health problems. It solves the karma problems of drinking the milk. It solves the social problems. What's happening to our kids, what they're learning in the schools. So it solves all those problems. There are no other fixes. Only this one complete fix. And like I began by saying, it's totally impractical. It's almost impossible. What can we do? But the first step, all I'm trying to present is that to help us understand that there is no other way. Now I sound like a Christian, right? There is no other way. But we're not saying there's no other way that only this religion. We're talking about a lifestyle that anyone can practice. And somehow, if we understand that, we have so much energy, so many big brains amongst the Hindu community. In some way, and other devotees that outside of the Hindu community, persons who are also becoming Vaishnavas, so much facilities. If we all come together and focus on that, we'll figure out how to do this. And it may take another 10, 20 years, but at least there's better life for our kids or our grandkids. There's some hope then. So please think about it a little bit. Don't just forget everything when you step out the door. And again, don't take any offense. It's no one is expecting anything to change overnight, but we have to have that vision. We have to be working towards that and never forget that and do whatever we can to push in that direction. And the whole world will follow. The whole world, at least the 99% will follow. Maybe not the 1%. They're too stuck. So this, our mission is very great. Prabhupada would say over and over again, don't think Bhagavad Gita is just about learning a few shlokas. This movement is meant to revamp the whole revolution in society, he would say over and over again. The whole system, economic, social, educational, everything. It's all tied together. It's not just philosophy, not just theology, not just some jagyas or reading some books or even just doing some sadhana. It's all tied together. We can't escape that whole web, especially in today's society. So please help in any way you can. Discuss it and work together and help Srila Prabhupada to bring back some sanity in this world.
So we have a question. Definitely one could, in a village, could lead a simple life, but how they could spiritually advance without having association with the devotee or even having a temple or...
Well, the Brahmins are there in that village.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe in Vedic society, Varnashram society, maybe 2%, 1%, 2% of the population are Brahmins. And they're the head, Prabhupada would say, right? The visionary. Helping everyone to see where they're going. The head tells all the rest of the body, it's the eyes, where we're going. But we need the legs to get there. And Prabhupada gave the example of the lame and the blind man, right? On the Pangu Nyaya. The blind man puts the lame man on his head, on his shoulders. And the lame man sees and the blind man carries with his legs. So the social body, Brahman, Kshatriyas, armies, protection, getting things done, organizing. Vaishyas, those are feeding the stomach. Krishi Goraksha Vanijam. And that's especially what Vaishya means. Krishi, agriculture. Goraksha, cow protection. Vanijam, trade, the excess that comes from that. That's what real Vaishya is. And all that together is maybe 10% of the society. The rest are Sudras. Sudra means, I just ask you, okay? Even amongst an ISKCON now, if you tell a young person, second generation, third generation, say, that I want you, don't go to that college and become a doctor or become a computer tech or engineer. I want you to go to such and such farm and learn how to take care of the cows and plow behind the oxen. He'll think you're crazy. What? Such low-class Sudra stuff? But he's going to go to work for 10 years, school for 10 years, get $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 in debt. And like Prabhupada would say, then he takes his degree and he goes door to door wagging his tail like a dog. Will you accept me? Give me a position? That's the definition of Sudra. That he cannot live on his own 2 feet. That's what a Sudra is. The Vaishyas, the Kshatriyas, and the Brahmins, they don't work under someone. They're self-employed. So 90 to 95% are Sudra. No problem. That's natural. But don't think that I'm going to push a plow and walk and milk a cow. That's Sudra. Actually, that may be Vaishya. It may be Vaishya, it may be Sudra. But Brahmins, they also milk cows. Sometimes, Brahmins, they also have their own cows. It's actually very high service. Let's see which is more peaceful. See which is better association, which is better Sangha. Better Sangha to hang out in the barn with the cows, or to hang out in the offices with these big animals, ferocious, who are just trying to figure out all the different ways to cheat everybody. So we have a real topsy-turvy standard today.
Maharaj, you did give an excellent presentation and analysis, and you have continuously done it in past 2 years. The solution also you provided by quoting Srila Prabhupada, Canto 1, Chapter 10, text number 4. And that solution is that we should go into farming. We should make communities close to big town and still do the farming. And from that farming, we can support temples also. You also quoted this morning that Srila Prabhupada's time, so many temples had some kind of dairy farm, some kind of farming. But as soon as Srila Prabhupada left this world, those farms kind of subsided. So what we need is today is to form groups of people, go back to farming in a very small way. And that will be a role model that will support temple, deities, pure milk and everything you have mentioned. And I will again go back to your lecture this morning, first canto, chapter 10, text number 4, what Srila Prabhupada is
Wonderful
explaining.
purport. Wonderful purport, says it all. Yeah. So everything starts just with very, very small. You know? Everything just stops. Drops of water wear away a rock. Wear away stone, and you have Grand Canyon. So if we can at least see how to offer the best to the deity, to Lord Krishna. If Krishna's pleased, the sky's the limit. We start there.
Other comment, Maharaj, is which is an example set by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, using the technology for service of Krishna. He never rejected any technical thing, technical advances. Everything is started using it for Krishna. Same thing with Srila